No, no, no. It was a close call, though. I mean, they still continue to watch me today. Oh, yeah, yeah. But up until now, I haven't had anything. When I was, about, what, 43? Yeah, 43, 44, I was impacted by heart pain. We took off, go to the hospital. I arrived and they couldn't find anything. You know, they're looking, they're checking me out. They said, you're fine. They do heart pressure, all of that. Nope, they're fine. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So we go home. And, you know, during that time, my boys, they were freaking out because I never had heart pain like that before. So they get in the car and they're racing off behind us. You know, they're running all these red lights. And they take this white hanky and they're waving it out the window because they want to show everybody we're an emergency. They don't want to be followed by the cops. So we finally arrived at the hospital, I check everything and said, you're fine. Alright, whatever, that's weird. So the second time, I'm eating in this restaurant and I feel this heartburn. It's like so intense. Oh my gosh. So you know what? I was like, I need to drink some water. And it calmed it down. It relieved it a little bit. But then, it just came again. This manager, he comes running over. He's like, hey, everybody's staring at me. He's like, you need to stop this behavior. And I'm in such pain. I'm like, get out of here. So my son, you know, he's there interpreting for me. And he's like, you need to leave us alone. Get out of here. You're bothering us. I need to behave. I'm in pain. What the heck? He's like, you need to leave right now. I was like, no, we're staying. Get out of here. So this heart pain, it's so bad. I drink some more water, hoping that it's going to help, but it just gets worse and worse. So my wife, she's like, we need to go to the hospital. I was like, all right, fine. So I'm suffering. I'm sweating. And we get in the car. We race off to the hospital. You arrive. They're looking at everything, checking it out. And they're like, you know what? You're okay. What? You've got to be kidding me. All right. So this third time, mowing the grass. All of a sudden, I'm overcome by this pain in my heart. Oh, man, that's serious. So I think it's heartburn, though. But it's so painful. Oh, my gosh. The pain was so intense. But, you know, my wife's there. She's watching me, and she decides. Yeah. She decides I need some medicine. So, yeah, what's that medicine I take for? What's that for again? Why do I need that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's heartburn medicine. I think. Yeah, it's for your stomach. So anyway, we're driving, gotta get this medicine. We go to Kmart. So we're driving, it's about, I don't know, easy drive, maybe 3 miles from my house. So we drive there, we finally arrive. My pain's worse, I'm so weak. So my wife, she's gonna go into Kmart. She's like, you're gonna be alright. So she starts walking away. She keeps looking back at me. And you know what, she decides, I just can't leave you here. You're in such pain with your heart. I just can't leave you. Oh yeah. Right. Okay, yeah. I understand. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. She's just worried. She's too worried to leave me. So she comes running back to the car. She's like, I'm going to go to the California Hamburger over there. You know, we're going to call 911. So she goes there and asks this man. She's like, hey, can you call 911 for me? And this man's like, what for? I don't need to call 911. Like, there's nothing going on. I don't see anything here. What's the reason for that? There's no one hurt. Nothing. There's nothing happening. So my wife, she's like, my husband, he's over there. He's just weak and he's suffering. He's in such pain. It's like, do you see him? He's out there. Do you see him? And this man, he just like laughed and like blew her off. So my wife, she just tears out. She's worried about me. She doesn't know what to do. She's like, how do I help him? So I'm just getting worse. His pain is just so much. So right then, this big Cadillac pulls up beside us. This big, really big car. It was old, about a 66, maybe 64, 65, I don't know. It was an old car, big Cadillac. It's like a wreck. It's all beat up, and it's just like kind of hanging there. The front of it's just like, you know, rattling. I can't see. My wife looks. She's like, what the heck's going on? When he tears up, this man jumps out and he comes running over. He's like, hey, do you need some help? And I was like, yes, please help us. And so right then, I start throwing up, and he starts accusing me of drinking. He's like laughing. He's like, yeah, you're drinking. My wife's like, no, he wasn't drinking at all. Nothing like that. And the man, he's just laughing at me. He thinks that I'm drunk. He's like, all right, well, what's wrong with him? He's trying to figure it out. I'm in such pain. The pain's just getting worse and continuing. He's laughing while he's like looking at me. My wife's like, oh, he's deaf. Like, that's why he's not answering you. All right. So he's looking at me. He's like, are you sure you're not drinking? No, none of that. No, I'm in pain. So he's like, all right, you know what? You need to lay down. So I don't want to lay down on the ground. No, like, leave me alone. Yeah, you need to lay down. So he tells my wife, get him to lay down. He needs to lay down. So she's like, finally, come on, please just lay down for me. So finally, I'm just like, all right, whatever. So I lay down. flat on the ground. This man tells my wife, can you go get a coat for us? Yeah, bring a coat over, wrapped up, and we'll lay down on it. So right then, this police chief, he was working, the policeman. He was on duty. He comes over, he's like, I'm going to call the hospital. I'm going to do it. Call 911 for you. Yeah. I don't know if they were a team. I don't know who they were, man, woman. There was 2 of them there. So they call 911. And they bring this coat, stick it under me. I'm laying down. Just then, they come up and they're looking at me. And, yeah, this man, he comes over. He's searching me. And he's looking at my arm. He's trying to find my veins. And, when you have a heart attack, I learned something. Your veins, they get flat. Just really flattened. There's nothing there. It's just flat. I don't know where the blood goes. I think that's so weird. I don't know. But you know what? They said that it's normal for your body, so whatever. So this ambulance pulls up, and they're trying to find my veins. They're having a hard time finding it to get the IV started. Finally, there's some flow, and it can work. Yeah, and they finally decide, you're having a heart attack. So, take off and go to the hospital. So we arrive at the hospital. There's nothing. They're like, nope, they couldn't find anything. Doctor looks, like, you're fine. The doctor, no, like, the EMT's like, we have all this proof, like, look at all these tests we did, like, all these instances, like, he definitely has a problem. So we're just like, alright, fine, like, we'll keep you overnight, like, you need to stay, there's proof enough, we'll just keep you in observation. Like, really? You gotta be kidding me. But you know what, alright, I guess you just gotta trust what they have to say. The EMT and the doctors, like, they have proof, so you just gotta trust it. First, second, third time, they know what they're doing, so I stayed. So, waiting. Then my doctor, he comes into my room, and he starts talking to me, checking everything out, looking at me. He's like, how do you feel? How's your heart? Like, no, like, I'm fine. Yeah, I just think it's heartburn. Yeah. He's like, all right, well, I'll give you some medicine. I will. But you know what? Before we do that, let's back up a little bit. Before you do that, let's go downstairs. We're going to the basement. You know what? I want you to I want you to walk a mile for me. He's like, all right, fine. So I'll go walk a mile with the doctor, and he's going to explain all the first, second, third, different times that I had heart pain. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So we walk, continue, we're going down, just chatting. He's like, how do you feel? Like, oh, I feel fine, just joking around, laughing, carrying on, So I'm walking, everything's fine. So the second lap, he bumps up the speed, and it's a little faster. Having a hard time breathing, but, it's not too bad, so... Then, he bumps it up again, increases the speed. It's a lot faster. Oh, man, that was so fast. Hard to keep up. I had a hard time breathing. It was so fast. So, he's laughing at me because I'm struggling a little bit. So, he looks at the clock, and he's like, all right, 5 minutes, finish. All right, so, nothing. You can, go upstairs, lay down, rest, go to bed. I'm like, all right, that's fine. So, I get in the elevator, go upstairs. And right then, serious heart pain came again. Doctor comes running over, finish, you're having a heart attack. So he tries to throw me in this room. What's that called? CIU? No, that's wrong. ICU. So he throws me in the ICU. Like, you gotta stay here. You have a heart attack. So, checking everything, yeah, you definitely had a heart attack, he decides. So they give me some medicine, give me an IV, Right then, I start feeling this intense jaw pain. It feels like weight pulling on my jaw. And he starts, like, I can't breathe. It's so hard. I feel like there's something, like, stuck in there. Like, I don't know what it is. So he, like, takes a stethoscope, and he's listening. And he hears water. He's like, there's water rising inside you. What's that?